You ever walk into a room full of people and feel completely invisible? Like everyone else seems to know exactly what to say, exactly how to act, and they're laughing and connecting and you're standing there holding your drink just hoping someone talks to you first. That feeling is one of the loneliest feelings in the world, and the worst part is you're surrounded by people. That's not a social skills problem. That's not a personality flaw. That's something much deeper, and today we're going to get into exactly what's happening and exactly how to fix it. But first, real quick, if you've been struggling with this for a while and you're serious about actually changing it, not just watching videos about it, there's a program linked in the description below this video. Most people will scroll past it, most people will keep watching content, keep learning, keep thinking about it, and never actually do anything. If that's you, that's okay, keep watching. But if something in you knows you're ready to actually move on this, check it out before you finish watching today, because the people who wait rarely come back. Now let's talk about what's really going on. Human connection is not random. It never was. Scientists have been studying this for decades, and what they've found completely changes the way you should think about your social life. Researchers at major universities have consistently found that the quality of your relationships is the single biggest predictor of how happy, how healthy, and how long you live. Not money, not career success, not where you live. Relationships. And yet, nobody taught you how to build them. Think about that for a second. You spent years in school learning things you've never used once in your adult life, but not one class on how to actually connect with another human being. Not one lesson on why some people walk into rooms and immediately pull everyone in like a magnet while others disappear into the background. You were just expected to figure it out. And most people never do. Here's where it gets really interesting. And really personal. That moment when you meet someone new and within seconds something clicks and it feels like you've known them forever, that is not magic. That is neuroscience. Your brain is running a scanning process constantly, searching for signals of safety, familiarity, and similarity. The moment it finds them, it releases a chemical cocktail that makes you feel warmth, trust, and connection almost instantly. The people who seem naturally charismatic are not born special. They have learned, consciously or not, how to trigger those signals in others. And here's the part that probably hits close to home. If you grew up in an environment where connection felt unpredictable, where sometimes you got warmth and sometimes you got coldness, your nervous system learned to protect you. It learned to hesitate, to hold back, to not fully show up because showing up fully felt risky. And so now, as an adult, you might find yourself in conversations where you want to go deeper but you pull back, where you want to be real but you perform instead, where you want to reach out but you talk yourself out of it. That is not weakness. That is a nervous system that has been doing its job perfectly. It protected you. The problem is it never got the update that says you're safe now. And so it keeps running old code in new situations. The cost of that is enormous. Let's talk about the real cost, because this is where most videos get it wrong. They talk about social skills like it's just about being better at small talk. This is not about small talk. This is about your entire life. The cost of disconnection shows up everywhere. You take longer to get promoted because you don't have the relationships that open doors. Studies show that people with strong social networks earn significantly more over the course of their careers because opportunities travel through people, not through job boards. You stay in relationships longer than you should because you're afraid there won't be another person who accepts you. You make decisions based on fear of isolation rather than genuine choice. You walk away from conversations feeling drained because performing a version of yourself instead of being yourself is exhausting. And at the end of the day, at the end of a long week, there's this hollow ache that's hard to name. Not loneliness exactly, but something like it. A feeling that people know your surface but nobody really knows you. That feeling has a measurable impact on your health. Research has shown that chronic social disconnection affects your immune system, your stress hormones, your sleep, and your mental health as significantly as major physical health risks. You are not imagining that something is wrong. Something genuinely is, and you deserve to actually fix it. Now here's what changes everything. The first principle of instant connection is what researchers call mirroring and attunement. When two people genuinely connect, their brainwaves begin to synchronize. Their breathing slows to a similar pace. Their body language mirrors each other. And this doesn't happen through tricks or techniques. It happens when one person creates a container of genuine presence, where the other person feels truly seen. Most people are not actually listening when they talk to others. They're waiting to talk. They're thinking about what to say next. They're monitoring how they're coming across. And the other person can feel that, not consciously. But somewhere beneath the words, they feel the absence of real attention. And connection doesn't happen there. But when you actually listen, when you drop your own agenda and genuinely focus on what someone is trying to say beneath what they're actually saying, something extraordinary happens. People lean in, they open up, they feel something they can rarely name but always feel. They feel understood. And feeling understood is one of the most powerful emotional experiences a human being can have. It is genuinely rare. It builds loyalty, trust, and affection faster than almost anything else. The second principle is what psychologists call vulnerability reciprocity. When one person shares something real, something slightly uncomfortable, something that requires a small act of courage to say out loud, it signals to the other person's nervous system that it's safe to do the same. And when both people feel safe to be real, the connection that forms in that moment is more powerful than years of surface-level interaction. This is why some people you've known for a decade still feel like strangers, and someone you met 3 hours ago can feel like a friend you've always had. It is not about time. It is about depth. And depth is something that can be created deliberately, skillfully, and authentically. The third principle is what we call emotional resonance. Human beings are wired to feel with each other. When you talk about something you genuinely care about, your voice changes, your face changes, your energy changes, and other people's brains literally respond by activating the same emotional regions. You have the capacity to make people feel what you feel just by feeling it yourself and allowing it to be expressed. Most people spend their entire lives suppressing that capacity because they were taught that showing emotion is weakness. The data says the opposite. The most influential, most trusted, most loved people in any room are not the ones who are controlled and closed. They are the ones who are real. Now let's talk about what life looks like when this actually works. Imagine walking into any room, any dinner, any event, any first meeting with a quiet confidence that you know how to connect. Not because you have a script, not because you're performing, but because you genuinely understand what people need to feel in order to open up, and you know how to create that. People remember you, not because you were impressive, but because you made them feel something. You made them feel seen. Imagine your professional relationships transforming. The kind of rapport that took years to build before now forms in a single conversation. Doors that used to require years of networking open because people genuinely like and trust you and want to help you. Imagine your closest relationships going deeper. The walls come down, the real conversations start, you stop performing and start actually showing up. And the people in your life respond by showing up for you in ways they never did before. Imagine the internal shift, the nervousness before social situation starts to quiet because you're no longer going in hoping people like you. You're going in knowing what to do. The anxiety that used to grip you starts to loosen its hold because connection is no longer a mystery. It's a skill, and it's a skill you have. People who make this shift report changes that touch every part of their lives. They describe it as finally feeling like themselves around other people. Finally feeling like they belong somewhere. Finally feeling like the version of them that's always existed inside is actually visible to the world. That is not a small thing. That is everything. And here is what's important to understand. This is learnable. Every single piece of what we've talked about today is a skill, not a talent, not a personality type. Not something you either have or you don't. Researchers have shown repeatedly that social fluency is one of the most learnable human capacities. People who transform their ability to connect aren't doing it through willpower. They're doing it through understanding the actual mechanics of human connection and then practicing them in a structured way. The difference between people who watch a video like this and feel inspired and then go back to the same patterns and people who actually change their lives is not intelligence. It's not motivation. It's not even desire. It's structure. It's guidance. It's the difference between knowing what the destination is and having someone walk you there. And that brings me back to where we started. If you know, somewhere in you, that this is the area of your life that's been quietly limiting everything else, and you're done watching, done learning, done meaning to do something about it, the program in the description is where that changes. Not because you need to be fixed, you don't, but because you deserve support that's actually designed to get you there. Most people will talk themselves out of it. They'll say maybe later. They'll save the link and never open it. If you're still watching this, you're not most people. The link is there. The question is whether you trust yourself enough to use it,